What's going on, guys? Are you curious what the housing market is doing right now? Well, I'm going to break down all the numbers from April, and it might surprise you guys, and that's coming up right after this. Welcome back to the YouTube channel that's all about real estate. My name is Alex, and if this is your first time tuning in my YouTube channel, welcome. I post at least one video a week, so if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down there if you want to learn more about real estate. Now on to the video you're waiting for. I've been waiting to see what the numbers look like for April in the housing market. I think a lot of people would think it would be worse. They surprised me a lot. I think it's gonna surprise you as well. The state of the housing market, where we're at. We've kind of been in this virus now. Economy shut down for a couple months, so we're getting a real good look at what the numbers look like. And let's pull it up right now and let's run through it. First off, we're seeing about 50% less inventory coming on the market versus last year in April. This ultimately means less pending sales, less sales under contract. But what we're seeing is sales up to $750,000. That price intensity is directly aligned with what we saw last year. A lot has not changed besides the amount of listings coming on the market. April's normally that hot time of the month where we see a lot of listings coming on the market, and we're just not seeing that saturation as we would have last year, which makes sense, right? I could have guessed it. People are kind of waiting to put their house on the market. The stay-at-home order, maybe once it's gone, maybe we'll see a massive amount of inventory hit the market, which would not surprise me at all. But we're still seeing great sales intensity, which means buyer demand is still high. Buyers are out shopping for houses, and ultimately buyers are still buying houses right now. All right, let's pull this up on the screen so you can see it. First off, you can see, it goes by different price ranges, 0 to 250,000, 250 to 300, all the way up to $1 million plus. What I want you to look at is this percent pending in the first 30 days, right? We're still seeing extremely high numbers here, guys. I mean, it's 57%, 69.2, 76% of homes. That's an extreme frenzy sales activity. Right, and you can see the graph down here that we use to distinguish, what category it fits in. 65% is frenzy, 75% above is extreme frenzy. $350,000 to $500,000 homes are 30 days on the market. 76.3% of them are selling within 30 days. It's absolutely crazy. Let's continue on. We can see inventory for these prices up to, 750 to $1 million, extremely low, right? 0.9, 0.8, 0.6, 1 month of inventory. If you guys don't know what months of inventory is, simply it's if all real estate transactions stopped today, how long would it take to sell out of all that inventory? And virtually we've kind of adjusted this because we've been in such a low inventory housing market for quite some time. You can see the scale of months of inventory down here. This used to be 3 to 4. Now it's 3 to 4.4 a month of inventory is low. So 4.5 months to 5.9 months of inventory is a healthy market, right? That's a balanced market. That's where sellers and buyers, it's very balanced. It's not leaning towards seller's market. It's not leaning towards a buyer's market. And right now, look at the inventory. Extremely low, right? I mean, we're virtually sold out. Ultimately, buyers' borrowing power is amazing right now. 3.19 interest rates, historically low interest rates. Now let's scroll down to this, the new resale listing chart. Now this chart is basically new listings coming on the market every single month. And we've tracked this year after year. This chart specifically is for the last 4 years. I want to show you how unison this is. I mean, just look at this. Every single year from 2016 to 2019, all these bullet points line up perfectly, right? April, more listings start coming on, May, June, July, August, and then it falls off in the winter months. But look at this year, right? We were unison up to March, and now April, the month that we're supposed to get the most amount of listings, the best time to list your house, well, we've seen a decline in new listings coming on the market, and I think everyone knows why that reason is. So I'm curious to see how the rest of the year plays out once the stay-at-home order gets lifted. You know, I really think a lot of people are going to start putting their houses on the market. So I would imagine this graph may be starting to track maybe later in the year, right? Maybe we'll get more pent-up demand for new listings later in the year, as normally it's during the summer months. Maybe people will start putting it on later in the year and they'll start tracking it here, you know, down August, September, October, November, December. Time will tell. But this is an interesting graph, right? Less listings, but we still have a great amount of buyer demand. Okay, the last thing I want to show you guys is down here, median price change, right? This is appreciation numbers, single family only house. And take a look at this, guys. You know, for the average person out there, if I asked you, what do you think the housing market is doing right now? Do you think it's losing value? Do you think, you know, it's going to crash? Do you think it's appreciating? I would probably guess more than half of the people would say it's going down in value, and you'd be incorrect, right? We're up 3% in 2020 for appreciation numbers. And this is Snohomish County. I just looked at the data for other counties. Some of them are up double-digit appreciation from the same time last year, right? So for the people saying, oh, I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the housing market to crash. I don't agree with that, guys, because you see this is appreciating numbers. Housing is only getting more expensive, okay, and your borrowing power has never been greater. So let's say, for example, you did wait. Okay, maybe the housing market does crash, right? Worst case scenario, we go back here to 2008, it went down 11.19%. Okay, 11.19%. Everyone knows what happened in 2008, the housing market crash. So a double-digit decline, right? Most likely over the next couple years, you know, 3, 5, 6 years, mortgage interest rates are gonna go up, right? Because they're so low to stimulate people to spend money. Once this all gets cleared up, you know, and the economy slowly starts picking back up, they're gonna raise interest rates again, which is gonna hurt your borrowing power. So if you actually did the math, let's say it went down 10%, okay, and mortgage interest rates went up, okay, your borrowing power might be the same, okay? And we talk about this all the time. So that's something you guys need to realize, is that, you know, your borrowing power, mortgage interest rate is the best right now. And, you know, that's something you can't control. What you can control is looking at the numbers, and housing is only getting more expensive, right? If you own a $500,000 house, then at the beginning of the year, you know, now it's worth $515,000. And all you did was just sit there and live in it. And most people would think it's going down. So I'm curious to see how these appreciation numbers play out for the remainder of the year. What I can tell you is all the people living in the Puget Sound area, you know, we have to be thankful for all the tech companies, all these companies bringing in a ton of employees like Amazon. You know, they're really helping out our housing market and the economy in this Puget Sound area a lot, because I could assume that other areas in the country are probably feeling this a lot more in the housing market. You know, could not be numbers like this. It could be a decline. So we have to be thankful for that. And lastly, on a side note, I want to say, I just recently started Amazon FBA. My boy Luke W, you can look him up on YouTube. He has an online course, Amazon Seller Pro. I just completed the whole course, super informative. This guy's absolutely killing it. So if you're interested in learning more about passive income, how you can, you know, create an e-commerce business totally online, total passive income, go down in the link down there. I have the link to his course. Great guy. Reach out to me if you have any questions about that, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks, guys. Peace.